Yo, what's up, Josh, Jack? Just getting my stuff set up. David, what's going on? How you guys doing today? I just got done grilling and cleaning it up probably about an hour ago. It's amazing you cannot find real steaks in the store anymore around here. Like the only thing you could find is the flank steak, hamburger meat, maybe a T-bone. I'm not a big T-bone person. What's up, Chat Town? So I ended up ordering from the butcher, and luckily I got hooked up, man. I'm just checking something in the store. I want to make sure this thing looks right for my phone. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, the next break's in the store too. I just loaded it, but I wanted to make sure for my phone that it didn't have any kind of weird things that would have fell onto it. So one, two boxes. Just making sure all the wording's right. All right, we should be good on it. I got about 6 minutes till it actually we do the giveaway. I just logged on a few minutes early today. I do got to put some cards in the store. That'll be something I'll be working on probably manana. What's up, Warcraft? How you doing? But yeah, just remember, guys, the on Fridays is when I post a video for the giveaway. All you gotta do is make your comment, like the video, be a subscriber, and then I'll come on Sunday. I'll shut it down with the comments, put everybody on my random.org, and we'll give away something. Thank you. Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I picked it up originally for a PC piece, but then, like I said, I ended up hitting a PSA 9 Omega, which I didn't think I would. I didn't even know I hit it, to be honest. I forgot I paid into it. And a couple hours later, a guy says, he goes, "You have to be the luckiest person this year on Megas." And I'm like, what? And I thought about it. I'm like, what was it? Oh, I said, oh, the Hank Aaron. Did I win the Hank Aaron? And I was like, oh, crap. So it was pretty cool. What's up, Brian? Man, your hamburgers were not practicing proper social distancing in the state of Pennsylvania. I may have to tell your governor on you. This is like the first day I've been reading a lot of Facebook stuff because I put the card show up for Kentucky that I'm running. It's on August 15th. And I seen Brian's post on there, the one underneath it. And I didn't know, like, one of my buddies I used to wrestle with him when I lived in Georgia. And he took his family on vacation in Daytona Beach. Well, I see a post on there about like some kind of like mass shooting, rioting. They need to get out of there. Their blocks locked down to their hotel and all this. And I just started reading. And I was like, man, that is interesting, because they just opened all that stuff up and look what happens. Insane. But that was a Daytona. What's up, Charles? Yeah, I did post a break in the store. I just haven't really pushed it out by social media or email or anything yet. I'm just hoping more with a lot of people, since they're in a giveaway for today, they'll just listen to the video and be like, "Oh, he posted it in the store, and there's a link in the description." And then I'll hit the regular guys that are by email here shortly, sometime this evening. No, but I heard something about Tom Brady just shut everybody up, so I'm not too sure. Man, you guys got to see this Zion Charles pulled. I thought it. I'll be honest with you, Charles. When you told me about it, I was thinking it's like a $3,000 to $4,000 card. I didn't realize it was more than that. That is insane. He pulled a. What the heck is that Zion called? Oh man, I'm losing the thing because it has a different background. Genesis. It just shows there's so many variations that in my head I'm just twisting up. He pulled a Genesis Zion. That thing looks awesome. He sent me a picture of it. Man, I wish YouTube would let you guys like put pictures in the chat of stuff, because that'd be just awesome then. Because you guys could like do trade night in here and I just let it run. I have talked with the people that do my website, and if I can figure out how or have somebody do it, I was thinking about letting people post, like when you build your account, you guys can post your cards for trade or sell, but it would be listed underneath you. So it's a big long process from what I was told. I was like, oh, they're like, you got lots of coding there, buddy, and I'm like, yeah, I hate coding. Yeah, you guys gotta see that, man. He sent me that picture, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And they did fix the glitch in the store. It was late last night. It's the only reason why I didn't post this break yesterday. Uh, they said it was something to do, and it was on their end with how, I guess, like when you have a phone app, or when you sign up for that service, because it looks different, instead of having like scroll left, right, it's all on like up and down. Well, I guess something was wrong with it. So, yeah, they fixed it to where, it shouldn't be duplicating another product that was previously sold and unavailable. They told me to delete all the unavailables, and I'm like, I do that, but I always leave the last one up so I can copy and duplicate it. But that was insane. But anybody was in that break, I did run a giveaway at the end for it. Greg Fisher won it, and his stuff's out already. I just sold a box of Hobby of a Mosaic. Guy talked to me for a little bit. We went 650 on it. I was like, all right, yeah. Then you got to figure after shipping, insurance, and PayPal fees, it was like 600 made on it, which is a little bit better than some of them doing on eBay. But that stuff's insane. Hey, you guys all into Tops baseball? Look at Series 2, the price jump already. I just happened to look, and it was on a blowout thingy that came across my email. My gosh, I don't know who's in Series 2, but woo, that's big. Oh, wow, number 48. I figured it was going to be a lower number card. That's awesome. Congrats. 2001 Topps Chrome Auto. Nice. And that was from Finest, too. Wasn't it? I think it was Finest I was in. I can't remember where I got that one from. Man, that was quick to get that back from them. I'll give it like a minute or two, like I normally do, just for everybody usually pops in here at 6 trying to catch it. I got everything set up, but I know since it was a holiday weekend, uh, we only had, I think, yeah, 38 people on this actually. Normally we're on 60 ish. So I know a lot of people are out of town. A lot of states reopened, people out celebrating, I guess. I'm guessing, but see, what I don't understand is he was an opening day, okay? Now, considering opening day was an SSP, I don't think most people are consider that as true tops rookie. I mean, Bowman he's already been out in. I'm guessing he has to be the Series 2 dude, to be honest. Yeah, I was really surprised when you said that. That's quick for tops. I still have redemptions sitting there from 2016, and I've requested replacements, and they just reset it every time. It'll show that I've requested a what do you call it, a different card on the website, and after each month, it recycles back to where I gotta do it again. Wow, you guys have been pulling some good stuff. Holy cow! Patrick Mahomes diamond. Was that this last year's flawless or rookie year flawless? Because I don't think 19 came out yet. Maybe it did. 17s or 18s. I think the only thing I ever pulled nice out of flawless was that Baker Mayfield 101 diamond. That was during a break. I mean, I was pulling Baker Mayfield his rookie year so much. I know Brian got one in a box he got off of me. We pulled it out of one case NT. We pulled the Baker at RPA. Like he was just following me. Everything we got into, there was a Baker auto. Even whenever they were killing my allocations, there were still Baker autos. What's up, Derby? Oh, that's not good, AJ. Get some rest, man. Hope you get better. Man, I got a bad back too, and I could feel you onto it. We got 12. It's showing on my screen now. All right, let me get this thing loaded up. We'll run this Hank Aaron. It will go out Tuesday with mail pickup. If the break in the store fills, I'll just come live and do it. So just make sure I put in a description that you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel. That way you get the notification and stuff. And then also either hit my Twitter up too. It's somewhere down in the description. I don't remember. I know it's a funky name because they wouldn't let me put the whole extreme card breaks. I think I had to abbreviate breaks or something. But because every time I do that, it's easier just for me to put a notification out and that stuff there, and you guys can catch it. The email thing that I use, Mailchimp, has decided that you can only send so many emails a month. Now we want like $50 from you to send emails, and I'm like, forget that. Oh, nice, thanks, Charles. I probably why my phone just vibrated down on the ground. All right, let me get this thing popped up here. Boom, there we go. Alrighty, so 38 entries. You guys can see the top as always for anybody new. This is my personal ram.org account, so you could search like in Google ram.org extreme card breaks, and then it shows all my giveaways for the last 30 days. Now, remind everybody, I do let somebody else use this. It's a Razor, so you will see some funky stuff in there, but you guys can tell what's mine, pretty much. That's why I label mine out to the T. So, starting with the earliest comment, I'm just going to scroll down. Let me just get the mouse here. That was everybody. I checked. There was no comment spams this time. Thank you very much, everybody. I didn't have any spam bots. I appreciate that. Boom. I was like ready to scroll for more. You ain't kidding, man. There ain't nothing free anymore. Everything on a website, man, you got to have like you have to buy the apps and all this stuff to plug on there. They all want money. Freaking anywhere from $5 a month to there's one that's like 1,000, and I'm like, nope. All right, 3 dice is normal. I do the computer generated just because I don't want a dice to go off the table behind it. It's happened. That is 6 because I'm quick with math today. Automatically plugs the 6 in there. Good luck, top person on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Jacob, I don't remember if I have your address or not. If you're in here, sir, just email me extremecardbreaks@gmail.com because I know you have a. Because when I look at the YouTube things, I can tell with the people's pictures and stuff like that. I think you have a Gmail account, so it'll verify you. Yeah, this is the first time. I mean, we've been running like 50 to 60 per on the giveaways. I think it's just the holiday weekend, to be honest. He usually pops in here, but like I said, with the holiday week, I know it's kind of hard. Derby for $1,000, they better do more than bring me breakfast in bed. I'm talking about they better like rub my feet and back and neck and head and everything, man. That's expensive for some of this stuff they want. When I first started, and this is like, I'm trying to think. Brian will probably remember because he came in about a year after I started breaking. Probably about 2 years ago, I had a marketing team for about 6 months, and then I seen what they were doing. I figured out how to do it, and I was like, "Yep, nope, nope. I'll do it myself." My marketing team, with how much they were spending on Facebook ads and all this stuff, was running me like 500 a month, and I couldn't justify it at all. If he comes in, I'll pull it back up on screen. But yeah, I couldn't justify $500 a month. I don't break full time at all. But hey, if any of you guys are in Kentucky near Elizabethtown, Kentucky, which is about 40 minutes south of Louisville, there is a card show I'm hosting on August 15th. More welcome to come down, set up if you want to. I always like to toss that out there. But yeah, I was digging through some stuff. I didn't even know I found some optics, some one prism, a Giannis, some select. That's optic. I'm gonna stick in a store here sometime. It's nothing big, just so everybody knows. They're all like dollar cards. So I just was going through something and I found I'm like, when did I put these off to the side? I will probably come live tomorrow afternoon, seeing how close we are to the break. I don't want to go late into the afternoon or evening just because of shipping and everything. I'm probably gonna look at like 1, 2 o'clock, depending on how far we are into the break being sold out. And then if we're close, I'll just come on and then we'll get the other spots gone type deal. And I'll tell you, everything's really backed up anymore, man. I was looking at PSA. I know Charles is telling me SGC is pretty much on par with getting stuff back. So I got my stuff here. I got to get that put together. So you guys might see me doing that tomorrow. I don't know if I come live and we're just sitting around for a little bit. I honestly don't come live just sitting around and stuff too much. I like to usually have more of a purpose. I threw some stuff in there last week, David. Two people jumped on it big time. One guy bought I think I put like 50 cards in there, and he had an order of like 40. Now it wasn't all the newer stuff. He had a mixed match, but he ran in there and ransacked her with all the new stuff. I mean, I didn't even tell anybody I put it in there. That was the crazy part. And I was sitting here and I left. I can't remember where I went, but I wasn't long, like an hour, and there was like 4 orders. I was surprised. I think probably the highlight that's in there is probably that Ben Simmons rookie from I think it's that Mosaic. And then I dropped some prices on some stuff in there. But yeah, I found some stuff like here, let me get them over here. I'll put the hanky in, but I just found this stuff laying around in one of my boxes. Mahomes Prism. I think I showed you guys this. This was out of a set that I tore apart because I'm building that PSA set. Cameron Johnson. Well, now I don't want to read. There we go. Windler Optic, Gafford, Market and Scope, Nasir Little rookie, Windler rookie. These should all be concourses, I believe. Found a Greek Freak, Malone Silver Prism. All these Silver Prisms are going insane. And then a Bird Green. I'm going to stick those in there. I still got another box I dug out that I wanted to go through because I'm looking for some vintage stuff that I had put aside. I have no idea where I stuck her at. Yeah, I think last week I stuck, it was mostly some Prism cards in there that I found. Must have been from like a retail box or two that I opened and just stuck into the wrong box. Some Mosaic. I know both the Ingram Mosaic rookies sold, the red and the regular. I'm trying to think. Might have been a few baseball items too. Yeah, I dropped it down. I mean, I mailed the other one plus the black and white to PSA. So, I mean, honestly, those are all been pulled by either Jacob or who's the other guy? Shimmy pulled the other two that I mailed off. And I know they don't like jam stuff in places, so I'm never too worried. Yeah, I think I dropped the Bichette, the Tuas, the Rugs. Might have been something else. I think I knocked down a couple bucks on each of them. They should all be below eBay. I know that. I try to look at this stuff like twice a month just to make sure that it's on par and like the product hasn't dropped or something went insanely high. Bichette is going to be a good pickup. And the only reason, like I said, I put it in there is because I ended up pulling that in one break. And then the next break after, I had the J's too. And I pulled another one of that plus the black and white parallel. So, And I think I sold all the other Bichettes that were in there, the Gypsies logo swaps and stuff like that. So, I mean, pretty much I came par with what I paid into the break. And the Bichettes, without being outgraded, I mean, I'm fine with it. Hopefully somebody else could pick it up. They want to grade it. I just got, man, after I do SGC, I still got like two more different stacks for PSA. I got a lot. I've been sitting here looking at the mosaic that I have behind me, and I was so glad somebody bought one box off me because I was like, man, there's two up there. I'm gonna open one, and then I was like, well, maybe they'll both go now. But I got the fast break box two up there still. I'm almost tempted to open the fast break. Very tempted onto it. But the thing is, I don't know what if Tops is going to push out their other thing of Bowman this week, so I gotta look. Oh, thanks, Brian. You know, hobby collector, that was one thing I've always been a pet peeve of mine is the way people ship and package. I can't tell you how many times that I win something or buy something, and they might maybe even print the label out that day or the next day, and it takes them a week to take them to the mailbox. Is that Void? Oh, I ran the giveaway for the weekly giveaway. And I just get so upset. And I've seen cards that I got that were like $300 cards, and they're thick, like flawless or not flawless in NT. And the dude will take a piece of packing tape like this and tape over the top. Doesn't even put in a team bag. Or they'll mail a box of cards that I get and they'll wrap it in newspaper and shove it in a bubble envelope. It irritates me. I would try to at least get package everything up the way I would hope to receive something in the mail. Sometimes I go overboard. A lot of people used to joke around about me mailing in boxes on like big breaks like Allen and Ginter, but to me it's just easier to mail it like in a box. You get that extra protection. Void, were you anywhere near Daytona Beach last night? I think somebody told me you were in Florida. Or I read it somewhere in somebody's chat one day. I say, what is going on down in Daytona? Mass shootings, freaking, what do they call it? Loitering, not loitering. Where they steal the stuff. Yeah, it is loitering. That's what happens when you stand outside today for so long. My brain starts baking. Oh, looting. That's it. Not loitering. Looting. Yep. Are you serious? $40 for a 17-18 mosaic LeBron? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Like, I think the biggest thing that I've seen, I just happened to look, like I said, by email today, and Blowout has Top Series 2 Hobby. I think it's 125 a box, and Jumbo's like almost 250. Might be 245 or 240, but somewhere in that ballpark. Man, I tell you what, my buddy was down there on vacation with his family, and he was at a hotel. I think it was a Comfort Inn or something they were staying at down there, and their whole block was basically blocked in because of the shootings and everything. They were trying to get out this morning. I think there's going to be a big issue this year with product for anybody that buys wax and stuff. That even because everybody's going to say, oh, it's because everybody got a $1,200 stimulus check. That's why cards have gone up. I don't see that being the whole thing. It's not the actual company themselves like Tops or Panini. I know what they sell the product to the distributor to, and I know what the distributors push it out to the next level. But it's once it gets to past like the third level or to like your basically your sales channels like David Adams and Blowout and everybody else that's sells to the general public, and there is some huge markup going on. And I think with how that we were stagnant without a new product, with all these new releases, people are just going to buy it insanely because they want the new stuff. Even Panini Draft Pick football is going insane for Friday in price. I honestly couldn't. I feel bad selling it. And see, the difference is if anybody ever goes out and gets a license, Panini sets the market. Okay, they may sell it to you cheaper, like a 20 to 23% discount of the original cost, but then they say you cannot sell it under this price for 90 days. So it can only go up. It's ridiculous. I used to go to Panama City a couple times a year when I lived in Columbus, Georgia. A buddy of mine had he owned, I don't want to say it was timeshare, but they moved it into that. But he owned like condos on the beach, and it was right next to Pineapple Willie's. Like literally, I'd walk out and I'd go into Pineapple Willie's parking lot. And he had one place that was solely for him and his family would use it, and then he had, I want to say, about 10 other condos. And he had always offered me to go down. And I'm like, man, I don't want to use your timeshare places. That's just freaky. He's like, no, you can use the personal one. Ain't nobody going down. Anytime you want to go down and use it, go ahead. I mean, I used to go down for like 2, 3 weeks at a time. Man, the slushies I used to drink from Pineapple Willie's, and then I would like go walk and eat somewhere, and then I would end up somehow at Coyote Ugly. I don't know why. Spring break was wild down there in 2009. I really didn't think about this. And I was getting ready to go to Colorado, but I had like 45 days in between leaving, and I was staying with my buddy that took the trip to Jacksonville. And I end up telling my buddy, I'm going to go down and use Jim's condo for like a week down Panama City Beach. Probably last time I'll see the beach in a while. Now I was spoiled because I lived in Hawaii for 4 years, like crystal blue water, all that fun stuff. So when I go to Panama City Beach and I go out there and I'm like swimming in algae, it's just really disgusting to me. But I go down there and I'm like, man, I left early in the morning and it was about 8:39 in the morning. I'm like, man, this place is packed. I didn't realize it was spring break that week. Oh my gosh, that was some crazy stuff. I've been to Daytona once, and I will never go back again. Timeshares, it is to me, it's a big scam. I wouldn't buy into a timeshare. He actually, when they built this place, they built a second building next to it. I think it was called like the Sunbird or something like that. And he bought all these condos outright, and then you get to fix it however you want. And he was like, "Oh, these are cheap. They're going to be worth money down the road, and all this stuff." And I mean, he would rent them out through some leasing agency down there. And I mean, I know what he was leasing them for. So during summertime, you're talking $200 a room, and it was filled all the time. Make some good money that way. The old banjos. Now, I went to this place one time to wrestle called Lakeland, Florida, and I had to stay in a hotel there. And the show was like right on the outskirts of Lakeland. I forget the name of this little town. This is no joke. And only one other time have I ever seen it was a town called Swainsboro, Georgia. And if you're from either area, I'm not picking on anybody, just so anybody knows. But at these wrestling shows, this is no joke. I've seen more 14 to 17-year old pregnant girls at these shows than I have probably my whole entire life. Yeah, I remember I stayed in Lakeland, but it was right outside because it was about a 15-minute drive from the hotel. I cannot remember the name of the town. They brought me into it, and we walked in there, and so you have your dressing rooms and all this stuff. So during intermission, they always want to push you out there, do autographs and all this stuff. So I went out there, and like anybody that was like young and not like the older guys that were still wrestling, like 40 and up, these girls were like flocking to him. And this one girl, I'll never forget, she came up to me with her friend. They were both pregnant. And they're like, yeah, we're 16 years old and we're not going to be able to finish high school. What do you think we should do? And I'm like, no idea. Stay in school. I didn't want to say go find a rich husband because if you drop out, you might be hurting for a little bit until you can get a degree or your GED or something because everything I've seen anymore all wants high school diplomas and GEDs. I can remember like 10 years ago, nobody really discriminated against what education you had when hiring you. When I was working for a company right outside of Lexington, Kentucky for about 4 months, this is no joke. If you did not have a GED or high school diploma, they didn't want you as a forklift driver. Yes, boy, at 14 to probably 17 years old. And the one guy was running the show in Swainsboro. He goes, dude, this is all the time up here. He goes, they have nothing to do in this town. They have a couple fairs during the summer and festivals. And all they do is just go out and breed. And I was laughing. What's up, Greg? Yes, I have it in the store now, Greg. I do. I just put it in. If it fills up, I'll try to get it broke tomorrow. I just stuck it in probably 30 minutes before this, and I haven't had really a chance to push anything out, but or tell everybody in the stream it's in the store now. I'll probably do a quick video and then push it on here because then I can share it to Twitter and the Facebook business page. And if you guys, like I said, for this here, it might be a quick shot to bang like it feels, and I'll just come on within like a half hour to an hour. Just if you're on Twitter or I think Twitter, look in the bottom. It's not spelled out Extreme Car Breaks. I remember I had to abbreviate part of it; it was too long. But I send everything out when I do stuff via Twitter and the Facebook business page, not the actual group where it's like a members thing, but the business page itself. That way, kind of lets everybody know I'm going live. YouTube videos up, and all the videos post to that to the links. Yeah, trust me, Void. I wouldn't have it either if it wasn't for this. It still comes on here. You guys are on YouTube. It still pushes you an email out saying I'm live too. Because what it should do is when I say I'm scheduling a break, say it, I don't know, say it's tonight 8 p.m. and I do a premiere, it should pop up for everybody. I really I would stay away from social media if it wasn't for this. Honestly, that's cool. What's up, car collector? Yeah, it's been some crazy stuff, man. Through the years of wrestling, man, when I was doing it part time, the things you would see, the things I would hear from stories was just it was wow. If you guys ever heard of the Maestro, it was in WCW. He goes by the Stro after he left there. So I brought him in. We did a show, and this is no joke. The place is called Wrestling. Enigma, Georgia was the name of it. Enigma, Georgia. It looks like another word, but it's called Enigma. So we have our match and everything, and afterwards we're at the hotel, and there's a Waffle House right across from us in the parking lot. So we go in there, we're eating, joking around, and I believe we were the only two people in there. And our at the time from this was probably like 2007 or 8, somewhere around there, maybe even 6. Um, He kept telling the waiter that I wanted to take him on a date. Well, about, I don't know, probably about, we were in there for a good hour, hour and a half. Well, all of a sudden, the guy comes over with the phone and goes, "Hey, you got a phone call?" And I thought he was talking to me. He hands it to Stro. He's like, "What?" And somebody called him and was like, "We know you're in Waffle House." He's like, "This is freaky." I'm like, "Dude, was it a guy or a girl?" He's like, "It was a whole group of people. They were all giggling on the phone." I'm like, "I have no idea." I But then we go back to the hotel, and this is now probably like 1 o'clock in the morning. I hear outside because our rooms are adjacent to each other, and we're at the Ramada Inn. I hear these people out there. It has to be one of these rooms here. They were like stalking him, man. I was like dying laughing. Oh, that's cool. Found some good stuff in your uncle's collection. Yeah, well, I that was at the end of the story, pretty much to it. He heard him out there too, and I was like, man, there were nights where we were in the Hyatt, and this is with other wrestlers and stuff, where we used to call them rats. These girls would find out where you're staying at because their friends worked in the hotel, and they would come in the hallways knocking on your doors and stuff. Man, it was some crazy stuff. Crazy. I always used to enjoy talking with the guys that were older, like Billy Eady used to be Demolition Axe, and he called himself something else, something the Mass Superstar before that. Just hearing their stories on the road, and then something similar happens to you, like this still happens today. Insane. I still use Instagram. I'm really bad at it. I just take pictures and post them on there. I've seen people go live on Instagram now because I get all these notifications that so and so is live on Instagram. I just don't tune in. I could see that happening after some of the places I've stayed, Void, through the years. Especially long PCS moves with the Army, man. I've stayed in some crazy places, and I'm like, I couldn't even sleep. I pulled over in this one area in Missouri, and no joke, I really think they were having a. How can I say this without being flagged on YouTube? We'll just say a demonstration going on. And I left after that. I was like, I'm done. I literally went up there, gave him my key, and kept driving, and I ended up hitting Indiana. Yeah, was it Indiana? I think I was in. Yeah, Indiana. I stopped in as soon as I hit the borderline and got a hotel. Hey, have a good night, Charles. Ribeyes, huh? Yeah, I did New York strips today. Man, you're always grilling. You're like me. We used to go to Jacksonville, especially the beach after the shows down there. That was a little rough in Jacksonville. I ain't gonna lie. I will not lie on that one. We were wrestling these little. It was the same place. I think maybe in Tifton or Enigma, one of the two places. Might have been Valdosta. Well, we had all these guys that we called them backyard wrestlers at the time frame, and they would come to the show as like a group of like six of them, and they would just like try to ruin all the matches, but they didn't really realize by you screaming everything that just makes people louder in there. Well, anyhow, me and my buddy decide. let's make shirts up and with their little initials on. I can't remember what they called themselves. It was like the some backyard wrestlers or something like that. So I had a guy design some T-shirts up. It kind of looked like the old NWO font and stuff with the stuff onto it. And oh, what did we call ourselves? The Radical Nation or something? I can't remember what it was called. Radical Nation, something like that. Man, they got so mad. They were trying to wait for us afterwards, and they had security around this little building. And they came in and got us. They're like, "Hey, we got to escort you guys off property. There's six dudes out there trying to want to fight you." I'm like, "Are you serious?" Something like that, Void. Something like that. Yes. I was trying to think of the perfect word just so I don't get flagged on YouTube, but yes. You know, through my whole life, like I grew up in Pennsylvania, I lived in Hawaii for 4 years, and then when I left, I just shipped my car to Pasadena, California, and I'd fly into LA. Well, this whole time frame, man, like I was like, man, I've been to some crazy areas and all this stuff. I was in LA, didn't know much better, and so I get in this cab, and I'm like, hey, just take me to a hotel in a good area. Well, we ended up going to like four different places, and they were all booked. This was in January, like mid-January. So finally, I finds this Howard Johnson. I'll never forget going there. So I was like, I'll book 2 nights because I got there late, couldn't pick my car up to the next day, and I didn't want to get some rest. Man, I was in the wrong neck of the woods. During daylight hours, you would never know. At nighttime was a lot different. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I just seen that come on the phone right now. Appreciate it. I'll have that out to you on Tuesday. Package it up. Yeah, both of those I was going to grade, honestly. It's just that I got too much out there until that stuff starts coming back from the grading places. Uh, I don't want to sit there and have a whole ton of stuff tied up with PSA and Beckett. I mean, Beckett's 10 days now going on 34 business days. Insane. But yeah, I want to get these pushed next. These are like the big ones out of the batch. This bomb, just in case he ever does anything, that's numbered out of 25, the atomic auto. But these prisms, man, they're just going insane. Kyler Murray and Jones. Even these Hyoras are going up in price. I got a crap load of them. Even Vladdy's, Tatum's from that boxes I opened up. Metcalf is another one. Another Jones. But yeah, I just got so much stuff laying here. I'm like trying to decide how many more orders I want to stick out there. I just don't want them all bouncing at one time. My idea was that like every 2 weeks mail something out so that way every 2 weeks I should be getting something back. I have a funny feeling it's going to be like one big batch is just going to hit me at once. Heck, I even forgot what I mailed in. I was going over a lot of my sheets the other night because I save them what all I sent in. I was like, wow, I got some big cards out there right now. They're if they PSA 10, I'm going to get bumped up to having to pay 225 a card now because they've been holding them that long. Maybe they'll waiver it down or something. Be nice. So I guess now all the distributors that sell out are no longer going to ask you how much you want of a product. They're just going to send you an email and say, hey, you're allocated X amount of this product. Do you want it? I was like, wow. Because I was asking, I didn't know Chronicles basketball was due out in like end of June or July. And one of the distributors hit me up and asked me if I wanted any. And I already know I probably won't get any from them because I barely ever order from them. And I was like, man, GTS hasn't asked me about it, so I sent him an email thinking maybe I missed it. He's like, yeah, we didn't send emails out on a lot of stuff. We're just going to allocate and tell you what you got. If you don't want it, you tell us. And I'm like, all right. If you guys want a real good one to go look at Court Kings this year coming out very shortly. Look how much a hobby box of Court Kings is. Court Kings. That stuff used to be like $1.20 to $1.40 a box on release day. I want to say I saw it's being sold around $4.50 ish for a box of Court Kings. I don't even know what to say to something like that anymore. And now that, like, when you start looking at like your prisons and stuff like that, there, I don't even think if we have a bad rookie class this year comes out for basketball, everybody's still going to be high on pulling those LeBrons and Lucas and stuff like that. That's still going to drive price up. I have no idea. I'm still amazed at an NT box right now, basketball, what it's selling for. And it's not even out yet. Oh, I did already. I did it earlier. I'm sorry. I've been just sitting here chatting since everybody's in. Jacob won. If you're in here, just hit me up on email, man. I believe that you're already like your email or Gmail is hooked to your YouTube, so just send me from that. Yeah, I did it probably 30 minutes ago, and I just been here chatting away. For once, I ate before I came online, so I'm not like sitting here with the mad hungriness growing inside me, going, "Oh, I need to get something to eat." No joke. Normally on Sundays when I come on, I usually will like it's before I come down here live. I'll toss whatever in the oven for 45 minutes or whatever, because I don't ever think I'm gonna be on that long. I'll start looking, and I set a timer up there so the oven kicks off and stuff too at the time, and I can smell it down here, and I'm just like, man, I'm so hungry. So this time I learned to eat beforehand. Hey, since I got most of you guys in here still, it's like I think it says 8 on my screen there. If I do a video, and I'm just because I know a lot of people have like different channels they go watch and stuff like that. I'm thinking about doing a video this week to where you guys could post links to like your top favorite, YouTube channel or YouTube channels. You can make top 2 or 3. So I'm just curious. I like going out watching stuff, and some people tell me to go to different channels and stuff like that, and I'll go in there and watch. I usually say hey and stuff like that. Sometimes I buy. Sometimes I look at the stuff and I'm like, yeah, that's way too much for me to spend. Especially when I look on eBay and the card sold for $10.50 and you want 30 for it. But I'm thinking about doing something like that. Plus, people in the comments can go look at them and be like, oh, I didn't know so and so had a channel. It's kind of like, hey, I like, who the heck is on my subscribe list? Like ABC123. ABCs need 123. You can say I like him because he does small mixers. Check out his channel. Something like that there. Or hey, check this guy out. He does like large online sales and stuff. Cause I don't mind going in there and checking stuff out. And sometimes I'll buy. Sometimes I'll buy a whole lot too. It just all depends. But I think about doing something like that sometime this week, just for something different for a video. Because like I said, I already did a thing for a product for the rest of the month with it coming out, so there's no point talking about 2020 contenders draft. I have 2 boxes of it. Well, I'm thinking about letting doing a night where hardly anybody streams, and letting everybody come in here, and you guys could just drop your channels, and stuff like that, and people could check them out, type deal. Something different for everybody to come and do. You know, do like an hour stream or something where everybody can come in, talk about their channel, or drop links, stuff like that. There, you never know. Might pick up a couple subscribers. You might find somebody else. You're like, oh, I know so and so at a channel, or you check it out and you're like, oh, they do some cool stuff. I want to watch them. I try to bounce around through the week through everybody's videos and at least try to make a comment on something that I'm subscribed on. Usually can't hit everybody's videos, but or every video they post, but at least try to hit one person every week or one comment every week. Like there's a channel, a guy runs it's called Magnus. He does a huge giveaway every like 2 months, and I'm talking about some nice vintage cards graded. Um, and I don't think he had over like 10, 15 people in there. See, that's cool though, because you might end up finding some people that like Magic the Gathering. I have not gotten into it. I'm debating on it right now about buying Magic the Gathering product. I will not break it, but I would sell it type deal. That and the Pokemon stuff. I mean, I started picking up stuff for end of the year, the Garbage Pail Kids. Uh, I'm just taking it a little slowly onto it because the other option is if I set up at shows, I could sell the boxes there too. I just don't want to be stuck holding, 6 boxes of like Pokemon. But I didn't realize how big Magic the Gathering was. I see tournaments and stuff like that all the time. Even the Pokemon with people opening stuff up and finding it's called Chizard. I think it's Chizard or Chizard, something like that. First edition's worth like 50,000 or something crazy. I mean, I do have old Pokemon from the '90s in my closet that I will probably eventually sell. And the part that's going to kick me in the butt the most is if I have something expensive, sending it off to PSA. Yeah, that thing there. Yeah, Void got it. See, that's the thing. Is I don't understand. They're talking about like revised and all this stuff. Yeah, Pokemon Go. I played that for a while. Everybody at work was doing it. We were bored. We used to like around our whole building. There was like 6 little places where you could pick up little energy balls. So we'd like walk it 3, 4 times a day. See, I just don't understand Magic the Gathering, like what to really get. I know there's like all kind of series with it, and same with the Pokemon. And I don't know if it's editions is a keyword or not. There you go, energy balls. See, the only reason I have Pokemon, I was stationed in Hawaii, and this guy that was in charge of all of us. His name was last name was Mose. I can't remember what his first name was. So he was bringing these things in. I just started selling like and dealing on eBay, and I'll never forget because he's like these Pokemon things are gonna be the next thing. I mean, he was spending I don't know $500 to $1,000 a week buying up these boxes from flea. There was 2 flea markets on the island of Oahu. You had one at this drive-in range and one that was kind of like downtown in the Aloha Bowl Stadium area. So I decided to go with him, and I mean, there would be tons of people selling these Pokemon things out there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I picked up my two Willie Mays autographed baseball bats for 125 bucks for both of them out there. They were a score redemption piece back in the day. Not too many people remember that one, but I was sitting there and I was like, man, these aren't that expensive. I'll get a little bit of this stuff, you know. So I ended up buying. He's like, no, you want these boxes here and this box here. And so I ended up walking away with like spending like almost $250 on these Pokemon boxes, and I got a few packs that I opened up just to look at. And it might be open wise. I probably have maybe 50 to 70 cards. That was the thing, Void, with the Pokemon thing. I have like an American edition. I want to say there's like a Spanish and maybe a French. It was some weird stuff. And I mean, like, these boxes weren't selling for much when they came out either. And you would go to these dudes, they would have like a van full of Pokemon boxes. Okay, yeah, that might be why. Because I know, I don't know if it's Chinese, Japanese, but I have one of those boxes in there. I bought a box of the, I'm pretty sure it's either French or German, one of the two. And I know one is Spanish. And then I have like four or five different boxes of English in there, and they're different series. And yes, I do have first edition for the American because this is when it first came out. But I know there's ones that have like holograms to it and stuff. I would be completely lost. Like if I would open that up, I probably would come live so people could be like, "Oh my gosh, that's an expensive card," because I would have no idea. I'd probably spend hours on eBay trying to figure it out. Oh, okay. So everybody across the world pretty much had different translations of it. That's cool. Yeah, I never knew that offhand. If I ever do it, I would do it as a premiere. I would. And I would schedule it like probably a few days out just to see if anybody would roll in here for it. I just saw the boxes a couple months ago, and that's the only reason why I looked at it and I remembered, oh yeah, I bought different language ones. And I remember one was like either Japanese or Chinese that's onto it, the writing on the box. There's one that was in Spanish. Now I'm thinking, I think the other one's not French, it's German, I'm pretty sure. Huh. I honestly would have never bought those Pokemon things if it wasn't for him and him hyping them up that day. I would never ever have bought them. And it was weird because where I bought those Pokemon from, that's where the guy had those autographed Willie Mays baseball bats that came out of Score. And I can't remember how you got them out of Score originally. I think they were like a redemption, or maybe you had to mail so many packs in, or I don't remember. But I ended up picking it all up for him, and he threw both the bats in for an extra $125 that day. Because I think I almost, no, what else? I got something else from him that day. Oh, it was a box of like 97, 98 finest, maybe 98, 99 finest basketball. Because I remember it was somewhere like in the regards of somewhere a little over 400 I spent total there. But I paid pretty much top dollar on the Pokemon. The rest of the stuff he was giving a little bit of discounts to. Plus, I remember the guy I went with. He spent like $1,000 at this dude's table, so he made a lot of money off us very early in the morning. But he told us that he would get there. They were allowed to set up at 6. I think it opened up by 8, and he said by 10 or 11 a.m. he'd be done everything out of his van. I don't watch basketball anymore. You know, that's a good way of doing it, though. Hobby collector is leaving them stuff that can hold value later on in life. Um, I've done it before to where I keep stuff in my safe that if I die, the people that get that they'll have some money if they want to sell it. Yeah, I would have no idea. Literally, I'd probably spend a solid day like looking those cards up on eBay. And then I'd probably cry when I go, I gotta send this to PSA now. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's always been something like I invested in gold and silver. I got little troy ounce bars, that stuff. I have coins. Um, I even have gems that I bought when I was deployed that were authenticated. Like I bought a blue diamond and a the heck was the other thing I bought? I can't even think what they're called. Not amethyst. Gosh, they're all over freaking Afghanistan, these rocks, because we loaded a whole tough box up and we went and sold them to this place in Colorado and they paid us out crazy for the amount. I can't remember the name of the rock out there. SGC. A lot of people always say SGC and everything. I think if I pulled something high value, I would just send it to PSA just because more of the reputation. SGC, I'd probably send all the lower stuff back that I'd want back. Something's running in the background. My computer crazy right now. Let me see what I need to take off of here. Facebook, goodbye. Getting all kind of alerts. Everybody's out now wanting to raz and breaks, and they're tagging me. I was like, man, my CPU usage just went through the roof. There's all the alerts. So what happens is I stream through a program, and you have what you call a CPU usage, and the streaming program itself uses like 30% of your CPU usage. So like normally I'll sit between 50 and 60%. Whenever you have something running in the background, say like I have another window open and it has like Facebook or my stores open. Oh, oh, okay, okay, okay. So when I have something else open, my CPU usage will jump from like 50% to 100 and it starts freezing the frames. I do. It's underneath there right now. I got that. Now, what I think, Void, is the issue is that I'm still using a laptop, okay? My idea is to get an Alienware desktop built just for streaming. When I looked at what they wanted to charge me was a little pricey. I was thinking it'd be like 15 to 1800. It was a lot more than that. But I don't know all the technical stuff onto it. So I'm like trying to figure out, like the GPU is always around 20 to 30% when I stream. And I'm wishing that it would go and use the GPU instead of the CPU, but I can't figure out how to change it. I'll show you. I think it's in this drawer without me hitting anything. I found these and I forgot I had these. Now, I have only had one of these verified as real. Let me pull these out. We used to pick these up. Now, I'm going to show you the difference. Somebody tried, they were selling these. Oh, crap. As a ruby. They were calling these African rubies. Now it won't even focus. There we go. Okay. Perfectly cut. I think it's glass. This one here I know is real because I had it looked at. You can tell the difference because it's not as clear. Man, it sucks because I can't really hold these. I don't have like tweezers down here. This was pulled out of a guy's ring because I end up pulling his kid got blasted by ID. We took him back and he got fixed up. And he pulled this out of his ring and gave it to me. But all these other ones, I have no idea. Hmm. Yeah, that's why I think with this one, you could. I don't know if I will show it here. When he pulled this one out, he actually chipped the end down there. Oh crap! Come on, focus. Kind of could tell it there a little bit. But when you look at this one, when they pulled this one here underneath the little tool thing and the little tester they zapped it with, it was 100% real. Don't know what it's worth. I mean, they were calling some of this stuff tanzanite and I forget what else, little things. I just threw them all in a bag. Oh, really? Yeah, the second one I know is real. All those other ones, they just look like glass to me, to be honest. I mean, there's like, when I look through the bluish looking one there, like there's these bubbles or something inside of it, which is really weird. But I don't think they were real. I mean, but I didn't mind giving the dude some money because he looked like he needed it. But this one here, yeah, that was a real deal. It was on his ring. I mean, the dude broke it off crying. I didn't want to take it, and he made me take it. My Terp's like, if you don't take it, he's probably going to turn against us, and then we're going to get blown up. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll take it then. Oh, crap. Come back here, you. Yeah, I had that. I forgot I had in a drawer of stuff. Huh. Yeah, I figured most of those were fake, all except for that one. Now the diamonds I got, they came out of India, graded by a company. And the funny part was, this guy let me take him home while I was on vacation. So I took him up to not K's. What's the other one? Zales, Zales, and I had them look at it, test it, and everything. And they were 100% real diamonds. You don't even want to know what I spent on those. Like literally, if I ever got married, I would probably put one of those in the ring, and she'd think she's getting like a $20,000 ring. Yeah, that's what I was using. I use this here when I look at cards. So you guys know what that is, jeweler loop. That's I think this is a I don't remember what type it. Oh, it's a 20 times. But yeah, no, I was looking at them. The one that like looks real cloudy, that one there, I know. Yeah, they brought this little gadget out, like they were touching it, and it would like hit it, and it gives off like some kind of reading to tell you like the hardness and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one is. Yeah, it might be. I just know it was a tool, and when it registered, came up as a diamond because they ran two different things on it to test it, and they said, yeah, they were diamonds. Because then they were asking me how much I paid for them. I'm like, I haven't paid for them yet, but what the guy wants for them is really dirt cheap. But American money at that time frame out there was like very, very, very expensive. We'll just say before they started the Afghan dollar that we basically forced on them to make their own money. instead of using the Pakistan rupees. Heck, guys would get a carton of cigarettes back then for I think it was $2 American they were paying for them or something. I paid one day. We were sitting on a hill. We were up there way too long to build an observation post. So me and my PL gave them. I think it was like $20 each. We're like, and we had these Afghan security patrol dudes with us. So they had like all they like lived up on this hilltop. So they had like cooking stuff and all that, and we were just tired of eating meals out of a bag that tasted like crap. So we had this idea to get a ram. Well, I was like, hey, when you go down there, bring us up some blankets and stuff from down there because it was cold up on this hilltop, even though it was only September. It would die. It was cold as crap up there at night. You wanted to sleep during the day, but I was like, yeah, bring some chickens too. This dude brought up, I think it was like 10 chickens for us. 10 chickens, a freaking oh no, it was a goat. He brought a goat up. That's what it was, a goat and 10 chicken. Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I like stuff like gems and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember what the heck that other rock was. It was known in Afghanistan. Let me see if I could Google it on my phone. Man, it had a weird name onto it. I'll know as soon as I see it. It's just, that's the rock there, but I don't. They call it lazurite back here in the states, but they called it something else. No, maybe that's what it is. Lapis, lapis, Lapis. We would get these big lapis rocks for like $5, and we were selling them for. It depended on how good and cut and all this stuff was, but you can get $1,500 for one of the rocks we were buying, easy. Lapis, lapis lazuli. That's it. Yep, right there. I'm talking about rocks that look like the big cement bricks. We loaded up these two black tough boxes full of this stuff. I remember we sat there bubble wrapping this stuff, and it had to go through all the customs. We didn't think it was going to make it back. Well, it did, and it took 4 people to lift this damn thing up. Man. Oh, they haven't. Yeah, that's true because it's all part of that whole area out there. It's just polluted with them. And out when we were in Colorado, there was a shop. Um, we used to joke around and call it a hippie town out there, and the name of it's just Manitou Springs. And there was a lady out there that you could bring her any rocks and all this stuff, and she'd make you custom jewelry. And the only reason we knew about it was God did it when he the tour prior. So we loaded up on this stuff. Man, did we never make some money? Oh gosh, she was in such shock by the rocks that we brought. She's like, I have to go to the bank right now. Do you guys got about an hour? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you just stay right here. I'll be right back. Uh, I can't say his last name. Jacob, that guy. I don't blame you there. Hey, I'm telling you, when she saw those things, I'd never seen somebody's eyes about explode out of their head like that, man. She was like, "Are you selling all these?" We're like, "Yeah, we're trying to get prices around town onto them." And she's like, and she started pulling out stuff and looking and measuring all this stuff, and she threw out a number, and me and him looked at each other like, "Okay." I don't even think we had $300 in those rocks, to be honest. Yeah, there really is. I mean, those diamonds. I mean, the one was a carat and a half, and the other one came in just over a carat. And what I mean, they were trying to tell me the blue was worth more and all this stuff, and I was like, I really don't care. I just want to know. And I really only wanted the regular diamond, but he kept on pressuring me to take them both, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll take them both. Oh, dog's all grumpy here. Looks like she's ready for some outside time here. I've heard of them, never seen them. And if I recall right, aren't blood diamonds from like only in Africa or something like that? Oh, no problems, Aunt. Have a good night, Aunt. Okay, I thought there was something behind those. We had a couple guys find diamonds out there when we were walking up hills and stuff, and they just happened to, lay down in the prone and look, and there was a freaking diamond there. I think the one was like 3 or 4 carats the dude found. I don't know what like clarity and all that stuff was on. I just know it was a big diamond. Let me see here. I know everybody's been. I need to put that up about the store. Let me see here. So one, two, three, 4, 5. Okay. Well, guys, I'm gonna call it night. I gotta get a dog outside for her evening bathroom time here. But I'll come on tomorrow afternoon for a little bit. You should be able to break hopefully by mid afternoon. So just stop on by. I do appreciate everybody coming by. Jacob, if you see this and you've actually watched over an hour of the video, just hook me up with an email and I'll get this out to you. I might have an email from you. I'll have to take a look though. I'm pretty sure I don't though. But other than that, everybody, thank you for stopping in tonight. I do appreciate it. Make sure you guys check out. Usually on Fridays, I'll release a video that says YouTube subscriber giveaway. All you got to do is be a subscriber, make a comment. And then Sundays, I come on 6 p.m. Eastern and I give it away. something different. Sometimes hobby boxes. We did a Mickey Mantle auto for the 2,000 subscriber giveaway and stuff. So always go and check that video out. Make comment onto it. But other than that, thank you everybody for stopping by tonight. I'm going to head out and take care of this dog because she's looking at me like, "Hey, we needed to go." But I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night. Oh, all right, Mike. I'll talk to you later too. Yeah, dinner. I was smart this time. I had beforehand. I'll talk to y'all later.